the beginning, one with God.
Dial is on Sunny 88.7 FM. We continue with our Start Right series as we always do it in the first month of a new year. We are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can also watch us on Sunny TV for our Start Right series. And earlier we're talking about how we're trying to make all these plans, put everything together to make 2025 fall in line. But what about our health? If you're not healthy, how are you able to follow all these plans through? Which is why the discussion we're going to have today is essential to maximizing the new year 2025. I was saying earlier that I was a part of Neo Kai's Hesba Worship Conference 2025. The team got to experience one of the speakers, Dr. Dickson. We had been looking for somebody to touch on health, and we thought, hey, it would be great to have her join us on Start Right. We spoke to her, and she was more than thrilled to come be one of our resource persons for Start Right 2025. So she's head of department, wellness, health and wellness at 37 Military Hospital. Dr. Erica Dickson, good morning. Welcome to Start Right series right here on the iMDRIVE.
Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting me.
Good to see you. And I was also telling them earlier that it was at the conference I heard the term meningitis. So today at least you have to release one term. So maybe you can explain better what meningitis is and then release one more term just when we're wrapping up the interview today. But let's talk about mental health. I mean, that's what you do. And what exactly is that? What are some of the myths about mental health that you wish we could, just kick away? Yeah.
So well, first of all, good job that you are talking about mental health, because usually when we talk about health, it's about our physical well-being. But health is not merely the absence of disease. It is our physical, mental, and social well-being. And we seem to have forgotten about our psychosocial well-being. So once again, a great job. Thank you. Mental health is absolutely important. It's life itself. It's what keeps us going. Because you may be physically fit, but if you're not all put together mentally, things can go so askew. The myths. Now, for most people, when they hear mental health, they think of the people who are walking the streets, half undressed, and they believe that they are mentally healthy. But the majority of us are mentally unhealthy. When we talk about mental health, what it really means is that person's ability to reach that point where they are able to deal with the day-to-day stresses of life. We all have challenges in life. So your ability to deal with those, your ability to reach your potential, your ability to work and be productive, and your ability to contribute to your community. That's what mental health is about. It's not being sick in the head. And we all strive to have good mental health. Because we don't have a clear understanding, the myth that mental health is walking the streets leave many people falsely believing that they are well.
We're well.
Also, we spiritualize in this country quite a bit. Well, not only this country, but Africans generally. And when we don't understand things, we put it in supernatural realms. And if we believe whatever is happening with us is supernatural, of course, it's not the hospital we're going to go to. We will go where we think we're going to get the healing that is the source of our illness. And so we have many people who may be going through things, but they are in church houses, they are in prayer camps, they are in other places other than reporting to their doctor. And so I am looking forward to Start Right and helping people understand clearly how to maintain good mental well-being, how to be able to even identify when things are going wrong, and know where to go so that you can get the appropriate help.
Get the support. Ajimai.
Well, Jenny, the big one for me has to be, Doc, how would you evaluate 2024, maybe after the end of the year, maybe statistically, the prime areas we would have to look at when it comes to our mental health? What were the major areas you feel caused mental health issues with most of your patients who came through?
All right. I think that post-COVID, things have been challenging. Everybody is still adjusting post-COVID. As a country, our statistics are not that great. But from where I practice, I can use that statistics as a general reference. And you'd find that pre-COVID, we were seeing about maximum 1,800 people in our clinic, and I mean the therapy and wellness clinic, which is a mental health clinic. First year, well, in the COVID year, there were points where we shut down, so about 1,006. But thereafter, we shot up to 3,000 plus, and the following year 4,000 plus, and since then we have been in that zone. 2024 was not exactly an easy year. Many people still struggle, especially with the economy. And your average Ghanaian isn't living comfortable. So the stresses people's businesses not running as it should or as they expect. Dollar rates escalating. So if you're a business person, you go buy goods. By the time you finish selling, you can't find your money, your capital.
Right. That's right.
These are real stressful things. And the commonest problem that shows up, a lot of stress-related problems, depression, anxiety, just worrying because life is not going as expected. So this has been the sort of trend that we see at our end and in most mental health clinics.
And I want to find out, how we can encourage more open and honest conversations about mental health.
All right. Let me say that my observation is that the younger folks, younger people are now more open to mental health. In our facility, we have a line that you can call and book appointments. And it's the young people who would call and book appointments.
Wow.
Those who are my age, even when their doctor has referred them, they come in kicking and screaming. And sometimes they sit and the first thing they say is, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
And then my response is, I don't look after mad people. So you're in the right place. So yes, as a country, I think that mental health literacy needs to be revved up. We really need to have these conversations so people get to understand their mental health needs. It's not when you have taken your clothes off. It's simply feeling that calm, comfort, being able to deal with your day-to-day. And so it shouldn't be such a difficult conversation at all to have. If you're not feeling good inside, it should be okay to speak with a friend. But we have a culture of silence about a lot of things. If somebody is going through a struggle, going through distress, we prefer not to talk about it. Don't wash your dirty linen in public. As a nation, I think we are not doing badly at all. Ghana has a policy, a law actually on mental health. There are policies that have been built up, and the Mental Health Authority is doing fantastic in mental health literacy. Every month, I think the last Friday or so every month, they organize discussions on mental health issues, sleep, mood issues, relationship issues, and so on and so forth. And so that's brilliant. And I would encourage many people to go on YouTube, look for Mental Health Authority, and you'd find all the series that has been going on for more than, I think we are in the third year now. So that's why I said a good job to you right from the start. It
Such a
would have
woman.
more of such conversations rather than political conversations. Who knows? We may not have a need to have more political conversations.
Dr. Erica Dickson is head of the Health and Wellness Department at 37 Military
It's
Hospital.
the therapy and
Sorry,
wellness.
sorry, therapy
That's
and
okay.
wellness. Thank you. Therapy and wellness at 37 Military Hospital, and she'll be touching on managing work-life balance strategies for reducing stress. Let's get into that and why it's essential that our listeners can be a part of this conversation, get some
Alright.
answers
Okay.
they need. Yes.
Work is very important to our life, and if you don't have a job, it's extremely stressful, and you are not in a good mental health space. But if you have a job, also having work can be stressful. And if you look at the current trends, the forms of work we are doing, I mean, we are no longer in back those days. You go to the farm, you go and weed. At the end of the day, you come home. We are carrying our work with us everywhere.
In the washroom.
Yes.
Even in the washroom.
People
work goes
people
with
don't
us.
take a breather from work.
Yeah.
And if you don't think through and be intentional, you would find out you can't find space to do anything but work. But we are not all about work. How do you find joy? How do you unwind? What's your relationship with people like? So you need to self-care and find that fine balance between doing work and having time for yourself and doing other things. You must be a more holistic person than just a workaholic. You know, so that's what we're going to be talking about, that people build up strategies to be able to self-care. And when we talk about self-care, physical self-care, emotional self-care, spiritual self-care, and all of that, so that you be a more whole person. Those who think resting is being lazy, it's a thought that you would have to kick out, because Christ himself rested. There were times he retreated, he took time off to be in a space, to be by himself. You know, so what about you, a mere mortal? So this would be what the conversation would be about.
Fantastic. Recently, I saw an article on social media about a man who writes resumes for about $85. He makes about $1 million a year, but he's realized that his life is all about work every day. It's all about writing resumes. And
Yeah.
he says he can't seem to find joy. It feels like his life is still empty. He's making the money, but he still feels something is missing. Well, Dr. Erica Dickson, she'll be one of our resource persons at Start Right 2025. I'm looking forward to our session with her.
Jenny, I mean, what you said brings me to one particular statement we hear a lot: prioritize your mental health. Oh, prioritize your mental health. But sometimes the how in our daily lives becomes difficult. The intentionality, we don't know how to even prioritize. Doc, if you can help us this morning in our daily lives, how do we prioritize our mental health? I mean, we're a Christian radio station with huge, women listening to us. Big issue with marriages, with children, with last week we've had to deal in our drive time postpartum issues with women. Now I don't feel for intimacy again. Prioritizing our mental health is a big thing, but it seems that's the one thing we don't know how to do.
Okay. So, yes, in corporate organizations, we would sit and have quarterly reviews and annual reviews and so on and so forth. But how many of us introspect and think about our life? What direction is it taking? The various domains of our life. Are we happy about this area, that area? Is there something we can do about it? And so that's the point it must start from. Some introspection, some understanding of yourself and what's going on in your life. Indeed, even before that, how well do you know yourself? Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know your needs, you don't know what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy. So from that basis, when you have a clear understanding of who you are, what you want, what your needs are, then you can begin to set a plan. What is the direction I want to go in? Some people don't know what they want, and so they are following everybody else. This is the new thing, and then we follow. It change direction, and we follow. Is that what you really want?
Yeah.
So we don't have to be copycats, living other people's dreams. We have to know ourselves and live our dreams. And then planning. So even on the day-to-day running, what time should I wake up to make things okay for me? So you mentioned women. I mean, women have a lot on their plates. That's not to say men don't have a lot on their plates.
Indeed.
But I think we understand what I'm talking about. A woman may have 3 children they are handling. They have to wake up early, bathe all these children before they bathe themselves, school run, pick up, and then expected to perform equally greatly at work. You can't give excuses, my child is sick, and so on and so forth. Who would listen to you? You'll be tagged lazy. And so there's that push and drive to want to make it. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to be able to make it. For example, what is your best time? You know, some people work better at night, others work better early in the day, and so on. Do you know what works for you? So that you can use your best time very well. I'm a morning person, and all my patients know by 7 a.m. I've started clinic. Because by the time it's 2, I'm withering. But if I take a break by 3, 4, I'm picked up again. And so I sleep early. So you have to know yourself and how you tidy things up for yourself. What sort of plans can you put in to make sure that from one point to the next, you are not stretched? Managing time is key. If you have thought through it and you know how much time you need to do X, Y, Z, you have a contingency plan to it, you're good to go. Every now and then something would throw things off, but for the most time you have a routine that works, and within that routine you put in periods that you take care of yourself, downtime. So every day, at least doing something that feels chill for you. Somebody said, oh, I love reading books. When was the last time you read a book? Maybe 12 years ago. So what have you been doing all this while? So you make time to do the little things that pick you up. Taking breaks, essential. Sitting behind your PC morning to night is counterproductive. If you are taking the break and come back, you would realize that, oh, that report that took you the full day, you could have done in maybe 2 hours. And when I talk breaks, I don't mean just breaks between work. Taking your leave, very important. So those who are at workplaces exchanging their leave for money, really, is it worth it? Go have that downtime so you don't burn out, and you'd find that you are more productive. So mothers, women out there who want to take care of everybody by themselves, it's not Christianly. You love your neighbor as yourself. And the literature people will tell you what that means. Just like, so why put other people ahead of yourself? The children, you are hustling all over because of them. Now you are so irritable. You are shouting at them all the time. They are not happy with you. Mommy is grumpy, you know, and daddy will be more fun. And you can't understand why. You do all the hard work, but they love daddy more than they love you. Because you are irritable. You are not, your mental health is not in a good place. So these are some of the things. And they can be easily worked out so that you have better balance.
Are there mental health stress issues amongst children? Are you discovering any of these?
Yes.
I mean, for parents listening in, if we can delve into that area.
Nobody is immune to stress.
Not even children.
Now, let me say that our feeling of stress or otherwise is based a lot on our thinking and our interpretation of things that go on around us. So let's say there's a child in a fancy school. Parents are trying to do their very best. They are not that fancy, but everybody wants the best for their children. All the children in the school have footwear that light up when they step. And this poor child doesn't have any. What do you think would happen?
Yeah.
They feel unworthy. They don't feel they belong. They are crying all the time. They don't want to go to school. It is stressful for that child.
Yes.
So yes, everybody can be stressed. A lot of it is based on how you think or perceive things that go on with you. And so for two people, the same event, interpretations can be very different.
We have a message here on social media. Good morning to those of you who've joined us. Angela, Elizabeth, Amma, Abdul, Latif, Bogobri, Seidu. And Abdul says, I'm a dawn and early morning person. We've been focusing on a set plan. To start right, you must evaluate your plans daily, weekly, and monthly, not the end of the year. But would you say there's a place for boundaries when it comes to maintaining our mental health?
Oh, definitely. I mean, those who do not set any boundaries, you're likely going to be most distressed. Again, this is my observation. I don't have any statistics to back it. Your average Ghanaian does not particularly respect other people's boundaries. They want what they want. They'll call you at any hours. They would dump their children on you because they are busy today, not having even asked that, oh, could I bring my children by? And there's Auntie Akosi, I've brought your children, oh, I'm going somewhere. So setting boundaries is important. You must be able to say no when it matters. That I really wish I could help you, Auntie Akosia, but not today.
Not today. It doesn't make you a bad Christian.
At all. And I think that's it. We're a bit of hypocrites. We want to pretend. Why say yes? And then they go away and you are so angry, you are shouting at the children, the poor children who were not the ones who brought themselves.
Exactly.
You know. So if it's not convenient for you, you should be able to confidently say, I wish I could help, but I won't be able to. You can't give and then be grumpy about it. You know, again, the Bible has something to say about
Cheerful
it when you
givers.
give cheerfully.
Yeah.
So, and given is not only in money. So if you're going to be able to do for, you're going to do for cheerfully. You're happy to do it, not grudgingly. Setting boundaries includes when can people call you, when can they pass by, somebody's touching you ways you don't like, it's all right to let them know, I don't appreciate your touching me this way. And so just be able to speak up for yourself, and so say no when it matters.
Ashway.
Well, Jenny, I am hoping that Doc can walk us through the process of seeking help at the hospital.
Okay.
Especially at your end, what's the process from initial consultation to treatment?
Okay.
And then maybe a double question. The second one is, just as we have to periodically check on go to a dentist, see an optometrist, how often or what would you recommend for us when it comes to seeking mental health?
Okay. So, as Ghanaians, I mean, you talk about checkup, but how many Ghanaians do even physical checkups? In my entire practice life, I've had only one woman ever book an appointment, and it was that I've done my physical checks and I want to check if I'm doing well mentally.
Oh.
And I just clapped for her because it's never happened. And since her, it hasn't happened again. But if you are feeling unwell, because we are not talking about only Accra, go to your regular doctor and speak with the doctor. Doctor, I'm not sleeping well. I'm panicking. My mind is not at rest. I feel XYZ. Explain how you are feeling, your thoughts, any changes in behavior that you have observed that is of concern to you. If that doctor, and I mean, say a general medical doctor or a general practitioner, feels incapable of managing you, they would refer you. If you're, however, certain that, well, this is very mental health related and I need a psychologist to talk to, or I need a psychiatrist to talk to. Thankfully, as I was saying, Ghana, we are not doing badly now. There are mental health professionals in every hospital now, because we are integrating mental health into health generally. It doesn't have to be at any of the 3 psychiatric hospitals. If you go to Rage, if you go to Police Hospital 37, all the hospitals, Achimota, Lekma, you just go, you want to see a psychologist, you'll be booked for. Because psychology practice is, it takes long to have a discussion with somebody. It's not usually a walk-in. You would be booked an appointment so that you have your time with the professional. And like medical practice, it's a matter of assessing what is going on with you, drawing the right conclusions, and then giving the right interventions. And it's usually not about medications at all. Therapy usually has nothing to do with medications. So don't be afraid, because that's the other thing. If I go and see a mental health professional, I'll be put on some medications, and there are all kinds of myths about these medicines, that it makes you slow, it will make you gain weight, and so on and so forth. That's not what it is about. Checkups, yes. First of all, check in with yourself first from time to time. And if it's overwhelming for you, usually we have friends, we have people, trusted people. You could talk to someone. Just don't hold it all in. If it is beyond that person's scope, then go ahead and seek professional help. So that's what I would encourage us all to do.
Anyway, if you're listening to us right now, we're live on television. That's on Sunny TV. We're on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Sunny 88.7, and on YouTube as well. We're going to have an expanded conversation on the 1st of February, Saturday, at Wesley Towers. And I'm encouraging all of you, I mean, especially for working people, whether it's in the corporate, whether you're doing your own business, it is important that you join us on Saturday.
Yeah, I want to particularly extend an invitation to moms. Moms combining being a mom with owning a business. You're a leader, your corporate world as well. And I mean, I was just speaking to a woman yesterday. She says, I'm in my 40s. I just had another baby, and I feel like my world is crashing in. And I know some women feel that way. Some have these ambitions, and there's a lot going on in our heads. As I'm speaking on behalf of women. So I hope that we can make the time to come by and be a part of this conversation, have some answers to questions we have on our minds, get some solutions, and hopefully approach this new year differently compared to the last year. And so to register for the Start Right conference, please use the short code *887 *273 hash. That is *887 *273 hash, and you are good to go. We see you on the 1st of February. Please look out for a text message from iStream. That text message has a link for you to fill, and then that would mean you've completed your registration process to be a part of Start Right 2025. We've been talking to Dr. Erica Dickson, Head of Therapy and Wellness at 37 Military Hospital.
And for those who are listening to us for the first time today, remember that for Start Right, we've also introduced a session that is a junior session for our young ones as well, from 8 years to 16. They're going to be in groupings, you know, for this Start Right to also get their year right. And Michael and Letitia Hinefa, co-founders of Leader Freak, are facilitators on this one. They're going to help our children to discover their personal values and prepare a 10-year plan for their lives. And as of this morning, we have only spaces for 100 children. We have 75 gone already. I mean, Sunny, our children cry. We haven't counted them yet, so it looks like we're getting full over there. It's 250 CDs for our children, including a lunch buffet, a snack to go go away with, and it's 500 Ghana cedis for adults, all the way from now to 24th of January, and then we're back to 550. So that's our early bird package for you.
Fantastic.
Doc, thanks so much for coming.
Well, thank you again for the invite. Every opportunity to let people understand mental health better, that's all we want.
We're looking forward to the 1st of February. A lot of questions for you. Get ready for us.
I will do my very best.
Nice one right here on the iMDRIVE on Sunny 88.7. We're back with more.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Holy Ghost piano. Holy Ghost piano. Come on, and make sure you're ready. Let's go. 1, 2. Listen now. Yeah.